Borough fans, hello and welcome to our off-season episode number 2 here on the Stevenage Football Club podcast. If you are tuning into this episode on YouTube, please make sure to give us a like, a subscribe. If you are tuning in on all the Audible, Spotify, etc., please make sure to give us a follow, like, and a subscribe. That would be much appreciated. Guys, I hope all of you are having a fantastic off-season at the minute. For myself, I am so excited on this upcoming season, the biggest season ever for us, a season to be a top League One team. And I think, the preparations are going brilliantly. Obviously, we had our retained list, which was announced a week and a half ago, which was our first off-season episode prior to the 2026/2027 campaign. We're going to go through our league because it's confirmed. I am like a little kid. I'm so excited. Our league has been confirmed. Spain has been confirmed. And I'm so happy. And today we got the news that season tickets are going to be released next week. So we've had quite a lot of news happen over the past week since our first off-season episode. But guys, I'm like a little kid. I'm honestly so excited. I'm so excited. Can't wait for it. So that's what we're going to be discussing today on the Stevenage Football Club podcast, guys. Again, this will be a quick 30 to 40-minute episode, just giving you guys a bit of content and a bit of analysis as we go through this off-season period and campaign prior to the preparations of the 2026/27 campaign. Again, it will just be me on the pod today, guys. We're going to go through absolutely everything. Hope all of you are doing really well. It's holiday season, isn't it? And it's been a heat wave the past few days, isn't it? It's been up to 34. I mean, today's been up to 30. So it's been nice. And I can see all the players are away on their holidays at the minute, or the majority have gone away and then come back, which has been great. But yeah, I always find the off-season really funny, right? Because, well, for myself included, I always do my summer holidays, or if me and Amy go away, we always do our holidays June time, so it's out of the season. So typically, kind of my holiday, I always get away in the off season as well. Normally it's out when the fixtures are out, but this year we can't because of our wedding in October, and we're saving for that. And to be honest with you, I'm going to use Spain of when we go and do our pre-season tour as a little bit of a holiday anyway. So I guess I'm going to be able to do that. But yeah, normally myself, I'm able to go off and get away as well in the off season, and then you come back, you're refreshed, recharged for the season ahead. And I'll do a little bit of that in Torrid, but yeah, we'll make sure that we recharge the batteries this summer going into the big campaign. It's been a crazy week, isn't it? Obviously, again, last week we found out our retained list, which I think the majority of us were really happy with. To be honest with you, everyone was happy with. And I think, we spoke about the importance of, retaining the majority of this squad, because we know the majority is of that top League One level. And that was really important. We've done that. There's been no news on signings just yet. I know that Alex Ravel has been back into Bragg. I think we saw something online with Dean Thompson saying that he'd been in to interview Rev. So hopefully we'll be able to hear a little bit from Revs over the next week about how the plans are going, how the preparation's going, things with new players and recruitment, which will be really, really good to listen to. But we did have our league confirmed for our biggest ever season upcoming. I am so passionate about this season, and it's a season where we really want to be a top League One team that consistently stays right up the top of the division throughout it. And I think we've got a great opportunity to do that with the retainers that we have, and hopefully the new players and signings that we're going to make, the team that we're going to create, and of course the league, because we had to wait until the playoffs were done, and they are now completed. And as you can see in the title of this episode, confirmed, because the league is now confirmed. I'm going to go through the division from top to bottom. We're going to have a chat about it because, in my opinion, I think this is the best league that we've ever been in. I just look at the teams, how competitive it is, and to see us involved in it and potentially right up the top of this league. So that's what we want to be, a top League One team. That's what we want to create in the summer. We want to be a top League One team. And you look at this division, you see the teams in it, you see the weekenders, you see the days out. It's absolutely magnificent. So I'm going to go from top to bottom. Obviously, I'm going to start with us. Our Stevenage football team are nestled in this division. AFC Wimbledon, Barnsley, Blackpool, Bradford, Bromley, Burton, Cambridge, Doncaster, Huddersfield, Leicester, Leyton Orient, Luton, Mansfield Town, MK Dons, Notts County, Oxford United, Peterborough, Plymouth Argyle, Reading, Stockport, Sheffield Wednesday, Wigan, and Wickham. That is the league confirmed, done. We know our division for our biggest season. We know where we're going to be going. We know who we're going to be playing. My thoughts straight away is I think it's a magnificent division. I think when we look at what we want to achieve for this big season, that league really allows us to go and achieve the things that we want to achieve. I think it's a fantastic league, a magnificent division. I think it's incredibly competitive. I think this is going to be the best League One that we've seen since we come up to the division a few years ago. This is our fourth consecutive season in League One, third consecutive season with Alex Ravel. And I think it's the best one since we've been up in this division for 3 to 4 years. Let's look at the teams coming up. Obviously, Bromley, MK Dons, Cambridge, and Notts County are up. Really competitive. I think that Bromley, MK, and Notts County could do really well in this league. I'm unsure about Cambridge because Cambridge seems to be a bit of a yo-yo side between League One and League Two, don't they? But just generally, Notts County off to Nottingham, the Nottingham Weekender. Wow. Very competitive, and obviously coming down Leicester, Sheffield Wednesday, and Oxford, incredibly competitive, those three teams. I think it makes a fantastic division. And again, I think there's a real possibility that we see us right up the top of this league, which is, our goal. So let's go through. I've been kind of going through this today, teams that I think we can be above. And this is a really, really interesting thing to look at. And I look at this all the time when I look at when the league is confirmed. There are many teams that we can be above in this division. Now, of course, we don't know the summer recruitment just yet. Only a few signings have been made across the division. We haven't even made a signing yet. We've just had our, retained list for this upcoming massive season as it is. But really, when you go through it, I'm going to go through the teams that really I think that we can be above. Wimbledon, I think we can be above. Barnsley, Blackpool, potentially Bradford. Are Bradford going to be a dominant force again? I don't think so. Bromley, Burton, Cambridge, Doncaster. Those first two rows, you would fancy your chances of us to be above every single one of those teams. That's 8 teams already. Huddersfield, I think, will be tough. Leicester will be tough. We could be above Orient. I think Luton are going to be tough. Mansfield, we could be above. MK Dons, we can be above. Notts County, we can be above. I think Oxford, we can be above. Peterborough, we can be above. I think Plymouth and Reading will be tough. I think we can be above Reading. Stockport will be tough again. Sheffield Wednesday will be tough. And Wigan and Wickham, we can be above. I think when we're looking at the division, really, in my opinion, there's only a select few of teams that I think are going to be really tough, right? And I think those are Huddersfield, Leicester, Luton, I think Plymouth, I think Stockport, and I think Sheffield Wednesday. I think those 6 teams are going to be 6 teams that I think are going to be right up there. You put us in that mould, there's 7. So when you look at it from that, this is a brilliant division to do really well in and achieve what we want to achieve, in my opinion, which is becoming a top League One team. Um, I really believe we can be a top League One side in this division. I really do. I really believe that we can be a top League One team in this division when you look at the teams in it. I think it would be silly to not suggest that sides like Leicester and Sheffield Wednesday are going to be up the top. A lot of people have made a thing about Leicester and you know, they haven't got a lot of money. It's Leicester City. And I think those bigger clubs that come down, I think you saw it with Cardiff last year, you saw it with Birmingham the year before. Leicester City's off that bracket, and I think they'll have the finances and the pulling power to go out and put together a promotional team in this division. So I think the same as Sheffield Wednesday, knowing that they're not starting on that kind of minus points bracket that, you know, they were at one point being linked with. So I think those two. I'm not so sure about Oxford. I think Oxford United won't be as dominant as Leicester and Sheffield Wednesday. And that's why I actually think we can be above Oxford. I'm not sure if Oxford will have the same pulling power that those other two have to be straight back up there. I think it'd be silly to not suggest that Plymouth and Luton won't build sides up there. I think Luton, actually, you've probably got a fair shout of one that's going to probably compete to win the league. I think Luton, Jack Wilshere, I think having a season in League One, I think they'll really want to kick on next season and go and compete for automatic promotion. I think Plymouth as well, under Tom Cleverley. Keep your eye on both of those. Huddersfield as well. They'll want to have a really positive season. So look, I think what I'm trying to get at, there is so much room to achieve what we want to achieve this season, right? In being a top League One team. So I think for us, it looks great. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously, we don't know the fixtures yet. The fixtures are out in a month tomorrow. The fixtures are out. So we will have to wait a little bit better. I mean, quick discussion on the fixtures, looking at the league. I think it's really difficult, isn't it? Because I think you can either look at it two ways for the fixtures. We either want, you know, you could have your Doncasters at home and Burton's at home, where, you know, you would like to think that we'd go and get many points and wins at the start of the season. But also, would it be good to play Leicester early and Sheffield Wednesday early and get those games out of the way? I think that's a fair shout as well. I think for us in this division, for us to go and achieve being a top League One team, being right at the top and achieving, you know, again, being a top League One team, I think we're going to have a really good start. You know, win your opening few games, get an early platform of points, get that behind you. I think that's vital in this division. I think the one thing for this league is it's going to be competitive across the board. Whether you're competing for promotion or the playoffs, it's going to be hotly contested. And relegation, it's going to be unbelievably competitive this season. I think the relegation battle will be fierce. I think looking at this league early, again, with us wanting to be a top League One team, you know, achieving that goal of being, you know, a top League One side, I think you would put us in that top League One category. Teams that I'm fearful for, can Burton do it again? I'm not so certain in this league. I think looking how competitive the division is from top to bottom, I'm not so certain Burton. I think Burton are going to massively struggle to stay up in this division. I've got it up in front of me. This is why I'm looking down, by the way, guys, if you are watching. Barnsley. Do Barnsley struggle in this league? I think they do. I'm hearing they're losing David McGoldrick. Barnsley have been on a bit of a slipping slide for a couple of years. And I'm just looking at how competitive this division is. Barnsley are going to have to do a terrific job in the summer to build any sort of competitive team that's going to get in the top half. I think they're a shout. Cambridge, again, can Cambridge make that step and actually stay in the division with Neil Harris? Not so certain. Leyton Orient. I think Leyton Orient a fair shout for relegation. They're going to lose Don Ballard. So if they lose Don Ballard, I mean, they're going to have to replace that with goals. And if they don't, I think they're a fair shout for relegation. Unless Wigan improve, I think Wigan are a fair shout to be down there again. So I think the image of it is the competitiveness from top to bottom. I think whether you're up the top or down the bottom, it's going to be extremely competitive in this division. I think, again, this is our fourth consecutive year in League One. I think this is the best league that we've been in because of that competitiveness throughout the division. I think the level's going to be better. I think the players are going to be better. When we look at who's come down and who's come up, really, out of those sides, there's only one team that I don't particularly think will be amazing, and that's Cambridge. I think Bromley will be better than people give credit for. I think Bromley have got a very good setup, very good side. They'll look to upgrade. I think MK Dons have got bucket loads of money. Look at MK Dons' squad now. Look at the players they've got and the money they've spent. I think MK Dons will be fine. And I think Notts County will be fine. I don't particularly think Notts County will be in the top half, but I think they'll be fine. I think they'll come up and consolidate around your 16th, 15th places. Big club, lot of money, and they'll want to come up. And I think when you come up via the playoffs, you've got a lot of work to do, right? And I think Notts County will have the backing to go and do so. So I think when you're looking at the division, of all the new teams that have come into it, Cambridge are really the one that I look at and go, are they going to actually make the step under Neil Harris to stay up and have a competitive league season? But wonderful division. I'm extremely proud that we're in it. And I think the one thing that leaps out to me when I'm looking at this league on my graphic as I am, I'll show you guys. It's the graphic that you've probably seen. It's this graphic here. I think the one thing that screams out to me is there is a real opportunity that we can go right to the top of this division. If we get it right, and if we start really well in this division, I think there's a real opportunity that you will see us right up the top of this league. I think I'd be silly to think otherwise. And do you know what's going to be really funny, guys? Because I've seen it already on Twitter. Early predictions. I mean, it's pathetic. How can you predict the division now? Like, nobody's created their new teams. We haven't even made a signing. We haven't even started creating our new team. Like, how on earth can anybody predict the league now? I can see that people are already predicting us 18th. It's like, you don't even know. You're just going off feeling and emotion. You can't even predict based on fact or statistics or signings. You're just going off what you think or feel. And my point is we are going to be predicted down the bottom of this division. Not a lot of people will give us a hope. But again, I really think these signings are massively important. We speak about what we want to achieve. And I think if we get it right in the summer and we sign the type of player that will create a team here, up the top of this division, I can't see a world in where we're not at least in the top 10. In the top 10. When I go through all these teams, again, I'm putting 6 teams that you could have a debate for that would be above us if we recruit the way I think we're going to recruit. So we're going to get it. People are going to predict us down there. And I'm very excited to see how we do in that league. It is confirmed. Fixtures are out in a month tomorrow. So the 25th of June, that is midday. We will be doing an off-season episode on that. I think the way it's going to work, this is our second. By then, we should have signings, and the team will be starting their preparation the week of the fixtures. So I think by the fixture release day, we would have had another episode out, new signings, because I reckon we're going to be making a few signings over the next week if I was a betting man, which I'm not, but I'm sure there are. But great to go through it. The 2026-27 League One league is confirmed. We are in it, and I cannot wait to see it. We will wait for those fixtures in a month as we go through all of the holidays. That isn't the only thing that's been confirmed, because Spain has finally been announced. We've known about it for a long time, but it was confirmed yesterday at 1 p.m. That we will be going back to Spain for our second trip in Alicante. The dates are Sunday the 12th of July to Sunday the 19th of July. So the team are going to have a full week out. Now, the details of the trip haven't been announced yet and will be announced, I'd imagine, over the next week. For what we know is it's 2 matches, one Tuesday night, one Saturday night. They're both night matches because of the heat in Spain. But it's in Alicante, our second trip in preparation to this our biggest season. I think this trip's really important. We talk about being a top League One team. I think when you want to be a top League One team, you have to act like it. You have to act like it with your squad, the kits, the preparation. I talk about being it. You have to be it. We want to be a top League One team. So you've got to act like it. You've got to do the things that all the top League One level teams do. What do the top level League One teams do? The top level League One teams go abroad and they go and prepare that way. And we have to do the same. I think it'll be a great week for the side. That will be exactly a month to the season in League One kicks off. So it'll be great for the team to go, different climate, go and bond as well. This will be a new squad in terms of new players, and it'll be good for them to go away and work. And in the heat as well, it'll be beaming hot out there. It'll be 35 to 40 degrees in Alicante that time of year. And that'll be great for the squad. It'll be great for us fans. We get to go out and have a holiday and watch our team abroad in preparation for our, biggest season. So I'm really happy that we've announced it. I'm so excited to get out there. We've got our flights booked. We leave on the Monday, the 13th, so we go the day after the team, and then we come back on the Sunday. So we're out there 6 nights for both matches. We're leaving at Stansted. I'm going to stay at the Premier Inn the night before. So that's going to be extremely exciting. And yeah, I can't wait to go out there and see a lot of our fans out there and see the preparations and all the hard work that the team are doing prior to this unbelievably massive season. So it's going to be great fun. Again, I'm certain that there will be more news on that because, again, when it got announced, I assumed that the club were going to put up all the info, but there wasn't any info. It was just announcing that it was going ahead. I think the thing is the club can't keep holding it off. People have to book the time off work and have the money to go, right? Because how many weeks is it? I've got the calendar up in front of me. To Spain, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just under 7 weeks. So actually, if you think about it, it's not a lot of time to get the money together and go or book the time off work. It's under 2 months. So I think the club getting it out when they got it out was perfect. So yeah, I'm really happy that the club have announced that, and it should be a brilliant time in Alicante. I think a lot of people are going to go. We're staying in Torrevieja, which is just 20, 30 minutes from Alicante. It's not far. Again, we don't know where we're playing. It says Alicante, Spain. So I'm assuming both games are going to be at Alicante. I was looking at stadiums in Alicante. Hercules CF play there, and it's huge. Stadium is huge. And then you've got like a university campus over the back where they've got loads of football stadiums and pitches. My bet is it's there. I reckon. Look, I don't know if we're going to play in the Hercules Stadium. It's huge. This stadium. It's like I say championship. It's pretty similar to capacity to the stadiums that we play in League One. But when you look at the Leicesters and the all of those, but I think it'll be in the campus and the football pitches over the back of that. So look, again, we've got to wait and see what the details are on that. And obviously we don't know who we're playing. I mean, loads of teams are out there. Like I saw last night, Leyton Orient play Lincoln on the Friday, which is the 17th, at the Penalta. So loads of teams are out there. Luton are out there. So, God, wouldn't it be fun if we played Luton in a friendly? I mean, I thought we were going to play Lincoln, which would have been quite a good preparation match, actually, in pre-season match to play. But yeah, that'd be great out there. Yeah, imagine Luton. Oh my God. But yeah, just to go out there and where we stay in Torrevieja, Nicky Beach Club, and yeah, go and see those places. Great tapas food. Yeah, it's class out there, and I can't wait to go back out there and see this team prepare. So, Borough fans, stay tuned for all of that news with the trip to Spain. I do believe that will probably be announced in the next week of the details. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. Other news that came out today: season tickets. That was announced today, wasn't it? That the season tickets do come out on the 3rd of June next week. There was an announcement today. There should be some more news tonight about payment plans and prices. But the season tickets are going to be out next week. We don't know what time they're going, so I'm assuming 9 or 10 a.m. or 11 or midday. It'll be the morning somewhat, so people will be able to get on and get their season tickets. I'm going in the north again. I'm going to go a different seat for this big one, maybe a bit closer to the goal. Be brilliant for all the fans to get their season tickets and get that booked. That'll be really exciting to see the kind of plans for that later. I think for me, right, knowing that what we want to achieve, I think it's really, really important to sell a lot. But I really hope that people buy a season ticket, right? Obviously, I know that the prices can be big in a bulk pay, but you can pay monthly. This season is absolutely huge. And I really hope that we get a lot of fans. There's a lot of people in those stands when we kick off. It's really important. So that's going to be really, really exciting to see all the season ticket stuff, hopefully today or tomorrow, going into next week when the sales get on. But do you know what it is, guys? I'm like a little kid. Like, I love this part, the off season where you get retained list, pre-season tours, kits, season tickets, signings, like that build up. It's brilliant, and it's great that it's happening at the minute. And yeah, all right, we'll go away and have our holidays, but it will be here. Do you know what I mean? So again, that'll be brilliant to see what the season ticket news is as we go through the weeks. I think for us, really, around this period, it will be signings, won't it? We spoke a little bit on the last off-season episode about signings, and, who would be the right type of players, the positions that we need. I think we know, looking at the retained squad, I'm not going to go through it again because we did it on the last off-season episode, but we know the positions, 3 strikers, maybe a couple of midfielders, centre-back and a goalkeeper. I think, 6 to 7 players is probably what we're looking at. We haven't known, we don't know any news yet about it. It will be a really interesting listen to Dean Thompson, actually, in that interview with Revs, because he's going to give a little bit of an insight on what's going on exactly. But I would assume that we would have made a signing over the next week. I reckon next week, if I was a betting man, would be good to get bet against Andy, wouldn't it? And see what Andy says, and Luke Rowe, bet, do that bet. I'll make one. I reckon let me have a look. Where's the calendar? I reckon by next weekend, so the 6th to 7th of June, we've made at least one signing. I reckon so. I reckon by next week, we should have a signing on the board. You would like to think that Revs is in at the minute, he's in this week, which we've been told he is, and that we're getting those first couple of signings, or heck, even maybe 2, over the line in for prior to next season. I would go out on a limb and say that, knowing that we're coming into June next Monday. I would say that. So exciting, actually, isn't it? I'm just looking at a calendar. 4 weeks tomorrow, the fixtures come out. I mean, like, who do you guys want? Who do you think we'll get, and who do you want? Like, what are do you know what's really funny? I was looking at the league again, and the weekenders. It's unbelievable. You've got Leicester, Sheffield, Plymouth. You've got Leeds for Bradford. You've got Liverpool when we play Wigan. You've got Manchester for when we play Stockport. You got Nottingham for Notts County. There's so many weekenders. I think for me, I don't know how it's going to play out exactly, because we know that this season starts a little bit later. It's the League Cup on the weekend of the 8th, and then the 15th is the big opening day of the league. So I don't know, because there's normally a Tuesday night match in August, but I don't know how that's going to be pushed. And then obviously you've got the Virtue, etc. So I think for me, it would be really good to have a home game, wouldn't it? Like Doncaster at home, Burton at home, someone like that. Do you know what I mean? Someone that we can get 3 points in, get a big win to start, and have a bit of momentum at the start of the season. It's so important when you want to be up the top of the division to do that. Because as we know, the league improves as the season goes on, and you really have to have that good start to have kind of maintained your position, especially with the team that we're going to create anyway. I think that team's going to have the ability to stay up the top of League One throughout the entirety of it. Yeah, someone like that, but it would be great if we got like Leicester or Sheffield Wednesday opening day or Notts County opening day. Because you imagine that away, something like that. That would be elite. I was looking at Christmas. I think Boxing Day's on a Saturday. There'll be a Tuesday night game, and then there'll be New Year's Day, which is the following Saturday. So I don't think much will happen with the Christmas period. But yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like fixture release day. That's the day where it's like, oh my god, it's nearly here. Because for me anyway, like my life evolves around the team. So it's like when the fixtures come out, I know my life for 10 months. Like I know where I'm going to be, the weekenders we're going to do, like every single week for 9 or 10 months. And that's going to be funny. I'd say the other thing we need to keep an eye out for, pre-season friendlies. Because obviously we know Spain, we know there's going to be 2 in Spain. But what, like I was looking, right? So I wonder when the campaign will start and our first preparation match will be, because looking at July, right, the boys go to Spain on the 12th. Is the first match going to be the weekend before, which is the 4th? Is it going to be the Tuesday night, which is the 7th? Or is it going to be the 11th and then they go to Spain? I don't know if the team will play on the Saturday and then go to Spain the day after. They might, they probably will. But I wonder when it's got a lot of teams' first pre-seasons that have been announced are for the 11th, which is the day before we go to Spain. So I don't think we'll have a pre-season on the 3rd, 4th or 5th, because the season starts not on the first weekend of August. So, yeah. So I wonder when that's going to start. I think, do you know what I think will happen? I think the campaign will start on the 7th of July, the Tuesday night. I think the team will play on the Tuesday night, they'll play on the Saturday, and then they'll go to Spain. That's what I think will happen. Obviously, we don't know anything about that. Bishop Stortford was penciled in for the 18th, but that's going to be the youth thing because the team are in Spain. I don't know. It could be anyone, really, couldn't it? I mean, it'll be a Hitchin, St Albans, St Neots type of game, I'd imagine, to start, wouldn't it? A Stanford, do you know what I mean? That sort of level, I think, to start would be good. But again, hopefully in a week, we should know a little bit more about that, hopefully. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I think I've been going nearly 40 minutes. Again, these off-season episodes, guys, they're just small, they're little, they're not supposed to be long. It's just to go through all the off-season activity prior to the biggest season that's coming up. It's been really good to chat the league. Again, we know the division. It was really good to go through the teams and, you know, my thoughts on how we suit in the division. I think there's a real opportunity to be right at the top of it and achieve what we want to achieve. I think it's going to be really competitive throughout the division when you look through the whole league. Look at the teams, the money, the club sizes. I think that's really important. Good to chat a bit about Spain. Hopefully we know a bit more detail about it over the next week. And obviously the season tickets, as we now know that they are going to be released next Wednesday on the 3rd of June. Guys, I don't know if you did see today, we have got a new logo. We just thought with the biggest season coming up, we would put and create a new logo for the pod. God, isn't it good? It's the best one we've had, actually. And considering the season's so big, we've got to match it. A real clean, simple and fresh idea that we thought, you know, we need a real upgrade and a real class logo. Go and check that out on the Stevenage Football Club podcast social pages. It is everywhere at the minute. That logo will be from July. From the 1st of July, that logo will be used throughout the campaign. So really once the season starts, I mean, to be honest with you, might be before July. If our first episode is when the players are started their first day training and preparation and fixtures around things, we might use it then, but we'll see. It's originally going to be from July. Yeah, let us know your feedback on it. Please tweet us, please message us and DM us on all the social platforms. Let us know what you think on the logo. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode number 2 of the off-season program. We will be back next weekend. I do believe we're going to try and record an episode next Friday, Saturday, or even Sunday maybe. Hopefully, we'll know a signing or two. Season tickets would have already been out. And hopefully we'll know a little bit more in Spain. So we will be hopping on next weekend for a third episode of the programme. Guys, make sure to go and give us a follow, like, and a subscribe on YouTube, and also a follow and a like on all the Audible, Spotify, etc. And we will be back next week for our third episode of the off-season programme going into the 2026-27 League One campaign. Guys, have a lovely week. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the sun. Stay tuned for all the content across the socials. And at this time, guys, you've been watching and listening to the Stevenage Football Club podcast. Up the Borough.